And here we go with the Kia Knicks postgame. How about Elfrid Payton tonight against the Bucks? 27 points, 3 of 3 from downtown after not scoring at all last night. And look at the hustle. Kevin Knox to R.J. Barrett, who scored 17. And how about the Knicks tonight? Their first win of the season, blowing out the Bucks, 130 to 110. What a game for New York. From our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pito and Wally Zerbiak, Alan Hahn in his home studio. There was no Hahn Hex tonight, but Alan, I'll have you know, Wally is posting Instagram videos in the third quarter with the Knicks up 20, and I thought that was going to be the kiss of death. So we didn't have that either, thankfully.
Have no fear.
Wally was a little out of control. A little out of control with the Instagram Live today, Wally Ball. But you know what you noticed, though, was that game got close in the third quarter, and the Knicks have had those issues in the third quarter, the first couple of games. And Budenholzer took out Giannis Antetokounmpo with about 2 minutes to go. And the Knicks took advantage of it and broke that game open right there. That's where the game absolutely turned, because you could feel that the Bucks were making their push. And when he takes them out of the game, Tom Thibodeau left his guys in there, and they broke that game open. And this was a huge performance. Power of the three-point shot when it can also hurt you, and that's the Bucks situation, and also the power of motivation. You think the point guards were listening to some of the criticism about their play, especially Elfrid Payton? What a performance by him tonight, much needed. And Wally, one more thing. You were right about your matchup to watch tonight. Julius Randle won his matchup with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and nobody thought you'd be able to say that tonight.
You know, we have been here watching this team, obviously, for a number of years, and when the point guard like Elfrid Payton did tonight scores 27 points, they're going to win. And that is something that we obviously have not seen consistently, but it's unbelievable, Alan. It often comes down to the play of the point guard.
Absolutely. Point guard's the most important position. While he played the game, he could tell you. He could tell you the point guards he loved playing with and the ones he didn't like playing with. And the ones he loved playing with were able to pass the ball and get other players involved, and everybody was in rhythm. And you heard that's what Elfrid Payton talked about. What was so important, the assists in this game, more than just the scoring, the way the ball moved, the way the people moved, the way the players moved, and got to credit the coaching, the entire coaching staff in a back-to-back to get these guys ready. I'm going to give Wally more credit, because he's right also. The back-to-back is exactly what the players needed off a game like last night.
Well, you should just retire right now. You've had a big night. Everything you said was going to happen.
Hey, listen, I give Elfrid Payton a ton of credit, because he really didn't play up to his standards. And what pros do and veterans do is they put in the work. And, you know, he put in the work last night after the game. He had another game to play today. They're short on point guards. He got a lot of shots up, kind of wanted to get a feel, wanted to get his rhythm. Another guy who did the same thing was Frank Ntilikina. He also was doing the same thing where he got shots up last night with some of the younger guys like Iggy Brazdeikis and Theo Pinson and Jared Harper. And that type of work just gets your confidence going. And believe me, coaches, they take note of that stuff. They love when a player puts in that extra time on the floor in order to try to dig himself out of a tough shooting slump. And Elfrid Payton came out in that first quarter. He was phenomenal. He was on fire. And in that crucial third quarter, what you mentioned, Alan, when the Bucks kind of made their push, the play that really took the Knicks to the promised land was side pick and roll with Randle and with Payton. We're going to look at it at the Wally Wall. That's a calming influence type play where you just put the ball in your two veterans' hands, you run side pick and roll. It's going to get Payton into the lane, or it's going to get a pick and pop opportunity for Julius Randle, who had it going tonight. And how about his performance against the reigning MVP? I mean, he outplayed Giannis Antetokounmpo in every facet of the game. He passed the ball tremendously tonight. His three-point shot was going. Attacking the basket was going. His defense was tremendous, and he's really bringing a leadership aspect to this team. I give him a lot of credit the way he started this season.
You mentioned Payton came out on the court after last night, not scoring at all against Philadelphia. 0 for 6, only 1 assist from your starting point guard, does the extra work, and tonight the 27 points. And most importantly of all, I think for him, Wally, is you touched on 9 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he just came out aggressive at the beginning. See, one thing about point guards, and I would have loved to have played with a guy like Payton. Like Alan said, I like guys who try to get their teammates good shots, get them involved in the game, get them going. But he said, wait a second. I got to get myself going, because if I don't look to score a little bit and keep the defense honest, I'm going to be hurting the team. So in the beginning of the game, he took a really aggressive mentality, and that really softened up the defense. The Bucks were not ready for that. Look at the way he's moving without the ball. Look at the chemistry that he's starting to develop with Julius Randle. Look at the pass Julius Randle made out of the post when he was triple teamed. That's great decision making that Julius Randle's been making. He's not rushing. He's reading the defense, and that's the difference between what Julius Randle was doing last year when he was turning the ball over a lot, when he was spinning. This year, he's watching what's happening out there on the floor. He's assessing when the defenders are coming, and he's making the pass at the right time. The decision-making is so much better this year, and with his skills and with his talents, the way he can handle the ball, with his size and athleticism, he can also be a facilitator and a playmaker, and he's done a great job of it so far this season.
And it helps when the team is making the three ball. Tonight, the Knicks from downtown, 16 out of 27, while Milwaukee went only 7 for 38. So that was a huge factor in the game.